What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you so much for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and today I am joined by the team over at Sales.Rocks. Sales.Rocks automates sales prospecting and outreach with advanced contact searches and verification, plus customizable email drip campaigns. It is starting on AppSumo at just $69 for a lifetime deal. But before we dive into the tool and the walkthrough, let me just tell you a few quick things. The first is that if you want to chat with us, tell us a little bit about your use case. We love to hear it. Go ahead and tell us about your business and all of that over in the chat room. The second thing is that if you have any questions about the tool, how to get set up, anything like that, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We do have Anna here on standby to answer some of those questions, and we'll also circle back to questions at the end of the walkthrough. And the last thing is that there will be a replay of this available, so if you need to step out, you totally can. Things are getting loud over here. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to you, Christian.
No problem. I hope everyone can hear me. So welcome everyone. It's Christian. You might have seen my name pass through a couple of times on our deal page on AppSumo. I will be guiding you today through a short and quick demo. We'll showcase all the features, the company search, the contact search, also the credits that we've talked about a lot as well. And my colleague next to me is Anna, our customer support hero, so to say. And she will be answering all your questions that will go in the chat. Cool. Awesome. Are you guys all ready?
Yes. You can. I'm going to go ahead and switch off my video, mute my microphone. Let me know when you're ready for the Q&A. And somebody just asked, what about a replay? There will be a replay of this available. All right, take it away. Have fun.
All right. Thank you a lot. So first of all, let's start to share my screen. All right, guys, so this is, I think most of you have already purchased some deals, whereas others it's completely new. So what we're going to do here is just a quick walkthrough through the entire platform. So whenever you purchase the code and you've registered on app.sales.rocks, you will be guided through the registration process. Sorry so much for the last couple of days when we had some issues with the phone verification, but it seems that it's all sorted. I will start off with the dashboard. So what you're currently seeing is basically the home screen. So what information do we have here? We have here 3 numbers in the right top corner. These are so-called your credits. So Sales.Rocks has 3 types of credits. These are company credits to download companies, contact credits to download actually direct contacts with their emails, and toolkit credits. And the last one can be used for verifying emails or phones. So that's it. That's those 3 numbers that you see here. On the right side, you have the profile, and you've got a clean dashboard over here with your numbers of orders, your save filters, the number of companies downloaded and contacts. Also see a company map to see, okay, which countries do we cover at the moment. We're updating this, but it can be that some companies are actually already live, but are not yet updated on this little map. Our colleagues at Product Stash did also a great thing by implementing a widget on our homepage. You can see it here on the right side. And it basically provides some basic updates. So whenever we push something new, as you can see here, we've got some improvements from today, some other fixes from the 25th, also from today, etc. I think that's pretty it here. It's, like I say, just some basic information. So I will continue now with our company search. As I say, the company search is mainly there to search organizations. We're self-located from the Netherlands, so I would be really glad to actually do a search in the Netherlands. All right, I hope you still see on my screen. If not, please let me know. I will be continuing now. So how does this work? You basically have a search query and which you can add multiple filters. So first of all, we start off, okay, where is the company located? We have three types of, or four types even, of location types. This is the countries of Netherlands, Germany. We have the actual regions, the cities, and the postal code. So those are your four options in terms of the location. So let's start off with country. I'm typing here the Netherlands. Next of all, what most of our users do is they're taking a look actually to the industry, the so-called SIC codes in the States. In Europe, we call them the NACE codes. You can select them actually through this little window. So you can do actually here multiple things. First of all, you could select on a specific NACE code by typing here the actual number, or you open up the actual tree and you select multiple categories. Cool thing for the US actually that we're soon getting. Currently it's only NACE codes available, but the SIC codes are coming. So let's find some companies that are located as, or that actually operating in manufacturing, construction, and wholesale. You see here on the right side all the NACE codes that are actually inserted, or just later the SIC codes. Next of all, we want to make sure that all of these companies either have a phone number available, a general email available, or a website available. Okay, so there are no contacts mentioned here because this solely focuses on actual organizations. Don't worry, we will cover the contacts in a later stage. So I'm going to choose a website available. I want as well email, because maybe we want to use them later in our drip campaigns. Or I will choose a phone number. Clicking on search, and it returns me 40,000 organizations within the field of manufacturing, wholesale, and electricity that actually has a website, email, and a general phone available. You can see the first results here below. It shows 10 each per page, but you can actually move here to the table view, which allows you also to choose 25 or 50. So no credits are taken while you're searching. It basically just gives you a count on what's available on the platform. Since the number is pretty high, we're gonna smaller the search a bit down. So what can we do? We can actually add the employee range. What we can do as well is the revenue range. So financial information. We can say, okay, give me only companies that are newer or older than a certain year, or that are open between 2000 and 2010. Maybe someone startups and they say, okay, give me an organization from 2019 to 2020. It's all possible with Sales.Rocks. And next of all, an interesting feature for a lot of people amongst us is actually the technology filter. So the technology filter takes a look on the organization's website, and it basically covers all the plugins that are installed there. So you can access it here by clicking on select technologies. And you see, similar to the industry tree of all type and categories of web technologies. This looks a bit overwhelming, I can understand, but we have two search options. So if you know what you want, for example, you want the main group as e-commerce solutions, or you say, okay, give me the hosting providers, give me websites that are built on JavaScript, you can select it easy, but you can also go for search technologies. Let's say WordPress, you type the keyword, and it actually displays you all the subcategories and the individual WordPress plugins. For this case, I will select e-commerce solutions just to give you guys an idea of how it's working. Again, we renew the search by clicking on Start Search. What we can also do is actually save this filter. It might be that in the future you want to use a similar filter, but just change one or two actual filters, so it would be easier to start off with a save filter than one from scratch. You can give it a name, let's say Christian filter, and save it. Later you can access it actually through save filters, and all those that are displayed here are automatically active. So I'm doing again the search, and the number is much lower, of course, because we've included now organizations that had an e-commerce solution. This could be, for example, a checkout or a PayPal, whatever for online business. So we got the results. There are now a couple of things we can do. So we can select all 1,592 of them by the select all button. We can say, okay, select on page. So it only selects this 10. You can see it here below. Or you can say, give me, for example, only 500, and you type the number here. For this particular case, I will do the select all option. Let's see if we have, okay. So we say manufacturing and wholesale companies. Again, no credits are taken yet. You can set list permissions, whether they're personal or companies. Think about when you run a kind of agency model, you would like that the list permissions are on personal level so that other team members cannot see it. Okay, add to new list. All right, success. You successfully added the companies in a list. Again, it didn't take any credits yet. So we go to the My List section that can be retrieved either through this click or on the left panel under My Lists. Here you see your list, you see the number of companies included, the timestamp when it was created, and then we open it. It's 1,592 companies, so it will take a couple of seconds before they're loaded. Just give seconds. All right, there they are. So actually this is the moment we start deducting credits. So what you can do, similar logic, you can choose the ones that you want to unlock. By unlocking, I mean you see the entire business profile, excluding the contacts. So let's say I only want the first 10 contacts. So I select on page and I unlock them. This is the export selected companies to Excel button, which is basically also the unlock button. I will rename it in a few days. Unlocking it, and this is the moment that it took 10 credits, as you can see. So basically you've purchased 10 business profiles, so to say. Second, other option, what you can do is just by clicking on select all, and it will give all 1,582 minus, already the 10 are deducted that you paid earlier, so you never pay twice for the same company either. All right, so I just purchased 1,592 companies. You can find them under the My Orders tab. We will go there later, but I just want to show that you can also open individual profiles. So by clicking on this one, yes, show full info. All right, it seems that you lost me for a couple of seconds. Just give me a minute to see if we're back online. Yes, we're back online. All right, so when I go to the Orders tab, you can see here your actual orders. It says 1,582, and you can download them in an Excel sheet. When I open the Excel sheets, all companies will be displayed. You can see it here. And all so we have the company name, we have the address, the legal form, the local registry number. We've got some address data, the city, the postal code, the year of incorporation, number of employees, revenue data, phone numbers, websites, and social media pages, as well with some industry codes. NACE codes are only mentioned, but as I said, we will have the SIC conversions as well. All right, let me just go back to the list to see if we can open some of these companies individually. You can see also here that all of them are actually unlocked. So when I go to the switch table view or switch card view, you get another look, and you can see here the website, the email address, the phone number. But you could also open the entire profile by, hopefully it works now. Internet connection is not that stable here at the moment. And you see 1000presents.nl. You can see here a little preview of their actual website. So you have an idea, okay, what are these guys doing? It gives a short description. So as you can see, it's a company working in the field of retail sale via mail order house or via internet in the city of Rijnsburg. You see here also on the right side that it's indeed a web shop. The same information as in the Excel sheet is here displayed as well. So the legal form, the industry, etc. Then we've got the technology step. And as you can see, they have an e-commerce solution installed called WooCommerce. Also for some organizations, we're actually adding in the future an organizational structure. So we're giving here no email addresses, but in the future you could see here a basic hierarchy level of the organization. All right, I think we covered everything. So as I said, you can unlock them, you can export them to Excel, or you can just open them one by one, and you will get a quick general overview of that particular company. So I think all of us are pretty excited about the contact search. I mean, company search could be really useful information because it provides a bunch of phone numbers. Also general email addresses, you know, for example, if you want to do some research in a certain country, it will give you great insights of what's the competition about, etc. So we're moving on now to the contact search. As you can see, the filters are basically identical to the ones of the company search. The only difference is that you can actually search here on job position as well, and on two other filters, which are called hierarchy. So we will open that one, and we will also open the third one, which is department. So these are the three additional filters that come with the contact search. For the contact search credits are taken, the ones that you can see here. We've still got 2,000 of it, so we can do plenty of outreach. So you can either search by job title. Let's say I want people in HR, and let me add the country first. So we have two locations for the contact search. We have the company headquarter location, and we have the actual contact location. This one you can see here. So let me also put this one on the Netherlands, because it could be for certain contacts that are actually working for a Dutch organization with the headquarters located somewhere in the Netherlands, but the actual contact could be, of course, in another country. So that's why we have a company headquarter location and a contact location. So let me see what we get when we hit the search button. All right, so we've got 12,203 contacts that basically have HR in their job title. As you can see, what I forgot to mention, it's good that we stop here a bit, is that we have relations among each filter. So for example, the job title, we have a contains filter. So HR would include HR managers, HR helper, HR assistant. Does not contain will give all our contacts except the ones that have HR in the job title, and exact match is what it's called basically. If I type in HR managers, it will only give me those that have an exact job title with HR manager. All right, next we're of course interested whether these guys have email addresses, because we don't want it to happen that we make a search, we spend our credits, and it turns out afterwards that there are no emails for these guys. But of course that can always happen, because we work with public available data only. So that's why we have the filter. We go again to the contact options, and it's called the direct email available. We're also working on direct phone numbers, but we haven't added them for any country. So this will be coming in 2021 actually. So I'm hitting again the search button. And it says, okay, of this 12,000 companies, we actually have almost 7,000 with an actual email address. So that's pretty good. What I need to mention here is that we give emails a certain confidence score. And maybe you're also known with other parties that do this, but we basically have 4 confidence scores. We have the dark green, which are verified contacts with an actual source. So we have stored somewhere the source, so we can always show, okay, it comes from there. Then we have the 75 to 94%. This is also actually a verified source, but we're not 100% anymore, 100% sure whether it's indeed a verified email, because it could be, for example, that the domain has a catch-all, but the email is actually displayed somewhere on a public website. Then we have the one with completely catch-all, and we have the orange ones, which are suggestions. So this could be, for example, if we have for certain companies, let's say 15 email addresses, but Sabina is not included in that, we could give her an orange one, and we take the pattern, the email company pattern of that organization. So if all of them start with first name @ we do the suggestion that also Sabina's email starts with first name @. You can do filtering here as well. So for example, give me only those first 3. So you select them here. And then of these 7,000 contacts, it will take out only those. And we're left with 4,822. So you can really, you have complete control over the email quality. Some of us are a bit more risky than other people. So they could say, okay, give me all classifications. Whereas others says, okay, leave out for me the catch-all. We only go with the verified emails. What's next is basically the exact same workflow. Again, you see here a preview. We display information what's available already before you actually order the contacts. So again, you only pay eventually for the contacts that you chose and that were actually based on your filters. So what we're going to do here, we've got 4,822. Well, it's a big list. So since we're going to use this list afterwards as well for a quick introduction to the drip campaign, I'm going to limit this list to 100 contacts only. So what I'm doing then, I can either select multiple pages, or I'm saying, okay, just give me the first 100 contacts. And then we add them to our list. All right. Successfully added. We could also add, for example, some industries, exactly the same filters that are in the company search available. They're also available here. So you can also add the company size, the status, the founding year, etc. So you can really narrow that search down to a couple of hundred highly personalized leads. All right, again, no credits are taken because that only happens when you unlock them in the My List section. Here you see them, the 100 contacts, we click on them and the same workflow appears. Again, verifies the email to see, okay, what's the score on these ones? And we've got the yellow ones. These are actually the catch-all emails in most cases. So let's select them all to unlock them. So we go to the same workflows in the company search. All right, success. So, moments. Right. And also this table view is identical to the others. Also here you could actually, I forgot to say that, but let me just go back quickly to find contacts. We have the save filter also available for contacts that can be accessed later through the save filter. Oh, I think my session got locked out. Sorry for that. All right, we're back. As you can see, I've unlocked them all. They all are displayed as green, so we can also open them now. So let me open, for example, this guy, Sabine. And you see a similar display within the company search. So again, you get the entire company search information free of charge. It doesn't take any company credits here, but we think, okay, contact search information should always go with the company information of that certain contact. But again, no credits are taken from the company search. So you see here, she's a professional working as an HR at a schoonmaakbedrijf in the Netherlands as part of the human resources team. You see the direct email. Let me see if we have some technologies. No, but you could also see the technologies for this company because they are part of the company profiles. All right. Also, the file will be available. Let me just show it quickly. You go to My Orders and download it. And you open it, and it's exactly the same field, only with a couple of extra columns containing the personal details and the email with the confidence scores. Also, exciting thing to mention is that we're going to add the LinkedIn, the Twitters, and the Facebook of these individuals because we will use them in a later stage in our drip campaign module. Right, let me close it down. So that's a contact search. I hope Anna is answering all the questions here next to me. As you can see, yep. She is pretty busy.
Muscles.
Yes, but hopefully everything gets answered, and otherwise we always have the Q&A afterwards. Let's move on to the toolkit. So basically we have a third credit mentioned here, and this is the toolkit credit. So in the toolkit, we've got currently an email verifier and a phone verifier. So basically this is not intended for our own emails and phone numbers because they have been already verified. They have been given already a certain confidence scores, but it could be, for example, that you have an own file or you want to check your CRM every 3 months to see whether the emails are still working or whether the phone numbers are still responsive. So let's start off with the phone verifier. So it works in a principle that you can do a one-by-one search or through an upload or Google Sheet. So let me select my own number. So we go here, type it in. It automatically takes already the proper format and you say verify phone. All right, and it displays some basic information like, okay, this is a valid phone number. It's located in the Netherlands. You can even see the carrier and the international format and the time zone that this phone number is in. Okay, most of us want to upload like a batch of 100 or 200. So there are two options for that. You can either do it by CSV, so by an Excel sheet that you upload and then map, or by a Google Sheet. Let me do the second one because I think I have a tab open here. Yes, so we click on Google Sheet. Here we've got a list of phones and emails. So we select that list. Always make sure that it's a public list. So you can put that settings actually here in the top right corner under Share. And get link, it should be anyone. Otherwise, we as Sales.Rocks are not actually allowed to read it. So we copy the URL. And then we go back to this. So we load it here. As you can see, it's actually loading it, and it gives me the two columns that I want to map. Currently, we're doing it for phone. So I'd say, okay, I want to choose the phone column. Ignore first row, because as you can see, we use the header here. Save, and afterwards, you simply click on Verify Phone. And it says 23 unique phone numbers have been added. You can see the record here already. Let's download it. You can see here also the results. They're all 23 valid numbers. Why are they all valid? I simply took 23 phone numbers from the company search, put them in a list, and to show also that the numbers that we provide have already been verified. All right, so let's download the file to take a look how it looks. As you can see, the phone number is mentioned in the first row. We have the status, valid. So basically everything that you saw before in the little screen is now displayed in the output file. So we have the carrier, the location, because these are all general phone numbers. As you can see, fixed line numbers, most of them. We can actually say the actual city. This depends also on the country and the regulations there, but for most we can even locate it up to the city. All right, for mobile phone numbers, of course, we only say it's don't want to interrupt the individual's privacy. All right, that's the phone verifier. Very simple, I can say. There's not much additional things to add. It asks here, right? It mentions the proper format that you should use. It has the mapping, the same mapping works also for the CSV. So even if you have a file with like 30 columns, you simply select the phone column and it will take it from there. So the email verifier works in the same method, but we also offer here some great integrations, such as the checker and verify B. These are great, I think, really great tools that have been launched recently also on AppSumo. Also, we're going to add clear out in the next month or maybe next 2 months. It depends. Our roadmap is pretty packed, but it's definitely coming. Or you just use our Sales.Rocks, our own native verifier. The credits that you see here are actually for the native verifier. Do you choose to use the checker or verify B, which you can set up through an API code that you can see here? We do not take any credits. Why? These are basically great platforms. They offer both a really good tool for email verification. You've already purchased the credits there, so we don't want to take any credits. We just want to make it easier for you that if you buy Sales.Rocks and you already have the checker account, that you can combine both services without getting deducted credits on both platforms. All right, for the rest, it works in the exact same manner. So you can either Google Sheet or CSV. It will show you the number of verified emails, whether they're valid or catch-all status or invalid or maybe a wrong format. So you will have all that information in just a couple of seconds. We saw some minor issues the last days, but my team actually at the development, we're working almost day and night since we've launched on AppSumo. It has been a crazy ride, but we're really, really thankful also for all the feedback that you guys have given, and it really helps us to fix everything that's necessary because we actually have plenty of homework to do here and there. I know also some of you guys said, okay, the coverage in my country is not that good. We're well aware of that. We also recognize that issue completely. We started off basically with Western Europe, so the coverage seems they're a little bit better for now. But Ilya, my data man, already before even told me that he and his team already prepared batches of millions of contacts, also in the US, in Canada. India is going up live in 10-14 days. So yeah, we're basically aiming to get full coverage in each country. So maybe it's not there yet, but we're here for the long run. So it will be definitely added, and always take a look at our roadmap or maybe our widget, because if we upload a new country or new batches of emails or general emails, it will be mentioned in the widget as well. Or feel free to reach out to me on chat. So last but not least, maybe for a lot of people, the most exciting features. So everything until now turned around to actually find the company or find the contact. You get the email, you get the phone number. But yeah, that's it. Most of us also want to do an outreach, whereas other tools mostly have basically 2 tools for that. So you have one with a database and you use a second one, like for example, ActiveCampaign or a Mailshake or a Landlist for the outreach. These guys do a great job. I really need to admit they are a bit further than us in terms for the equal sequence. email sequence, but we will make sure we catch up during the next couple of weeks. So create sequence. And let's see, session is all good. First of all, the sequence is completely free of charge. We don't take any credits. You already spent your credits in the contact search or in the company search, and you already verified your emails or not. So we just give this as extra from the house because we want to be that all-in-one platform. So how does it work? It has an easy wizard. You see here on the left side, you have the create sequence. It's basically the email builder. You have the my sequence where existing campaigns, the outbox, and your settings. So first of all, before we start, all of you, when you for the first time want to set up your drip campaigns, you need to connect it to an email account. That can be done here. What we've recently done is actually we increased the email limit. So I think for even one user, you can already set up 5 email accounts that you can send from. We have a daily soft limit of 100 emails per day per account, per email account, sorry. So that's actually 5 times 100 for one code. And you can set up the different accounts here. I've already mapped my email, as you can see. So I did it through the Gmail stepper, which is just a standard stepper to set up your email. All emails are basically sent from your own email domain. We just do we offer you the tool for that. So we're not sending it through our own service. You're really sending it through your own email. Plus, we don't provide any, let's say, marketing by putting our logo on the emails or anything. It's just completely how you want it to be. It automatically loads the signature, and you can set a schedule with schedules that are the working hours actually. For example, it could be that you want to send emails from 9 to 5 only. You don't want to, depends on which time zone, of course, so that also that you can set up. All right, then we go back to the create sequence. And we say the sequence name. So we say AppSumo webinar. Just let me know if everything is clear, if everyone can follow it. Let me ask Anna quickly, is everything fine?
Yes, some complaints were in about not being able to see the Excel file when you were doing the company search.
That's, I think that's my bad indeed, because I'm actually screen sharing the browser. So we'll take a look maybe afterwards. Maybe Lindsay can help me with that. All right, so let's continue. We've got the sequence name. We have the send from account. So if you have set up 5, 10, 15, or 20, you choose it here. The starting date, if you don't fill it in, it will start as soon as you run the campaign. And you can say sequence permissions, same with the list, whether this is a private sequence, then it's not, your team members cannot see it, or if it's visible to all company use, it's basically a public sequence for your team and not for everyone, of course. The clone functionality, it's not here yet, but we will make sure also to add it during Q4. Basically, if you already have an existing campaign and you want to make a similar one, you would be able to copy it. And it will be displayed next to this button. All right, we go to the next screen, sequence configuration, it's called. Here we've got that schedule that we've set up earlier, maybe in the settings tab, but you can also set it up now. So you choose either an existing sequence schedule. I've chosen Amsterdam working hours from 9 till 5 every day. Or you could make your own schedule and save it, and it will be available to choose in all your subsequent campaigns. All right, we go to next. And now the moment comes, okay, do we have our own list of contacts? Because we actually also give you the opportunity to upload your own file. So maybe you already have a file, you found it somewhere else, or maybe from your CRM and you want to use our drip campaign function, and you can also upload your own file without any charging credits. CSV, Google Sheets, similar as the workflow I showed before with the phone and email verify. Or if you already created a list, you can use those contacts. For example, let's do the contacts that we did earlier. So say, okay, select contacts, we go to next. Here you get some final overview. This is the sequence name, etc. The schedule, the starting date time we didn't fill in. So it means afterwards when I click on run, it runs immediately. And the first email sent out. And we've got here on the right side, the contacts included. So we click finish. This is basically the 100 contacts that we've purchased earlier. It says, great job. You've successfully set up your basic settings. All right, so this is where the building starts. We have three options. We have the email content editor. We have the conditions. So you could set up certain email flows based on an open or click. And we have the delay. So you could say, okay, send simply after 1 or 2 days, a second email, a third email, etc. Nice thing to mention, I told you earlier that we're going to add end of Q4, beginning of 2021, actually LinkedIn integration. So what you could do here as well is, for example, open a LinkedIn profile, endorse a LinkedIn profile, send a direct message, add as friend. It will be all available within the drip campaign builder, but it's not there yet. Good to mention is that all you Sumo links will have access to this, also to all future data updates and upcoming functionalities. All right, so we've got another button here on the right side, switch to selected contacts, and here you see all the 100 contacts that we've purchased earlier. You can change the number of records. You see it, all the data. What happened or nothing? All right.
Not sure.
Okay, you could add also a prospect if you maybe miss someone. You could edit prospects. You could delete them. Let's say, oh, I don't want this guy actually to be included. You can make the changes. All these data fields that are mentioned here are mappable in our content editor through the text. All right. Hope that's all clear. So we start off building a campaign. Let's say this is email 1. It instantly loaded my signature already. So also really cool. If you have set up multiple accounts, don't worry about the signature. It switches as when you select from the senders from account. So we say moments. Their first name, for example, you can see here the company text. So all our data fields that are available are being able to choose in it to make really dynamic, personalized content. On contact level, first name, for example, and you can write contact, you can add your GIFs. We will also soon add custom text. So it could be, for example, that you have your own data fields that you want to use. This will be definitely available in Q4. And we're working on actually an email warmer functionality, which is really cool to warm up really your email domain, to make sure that you keep the good, the proper, domain reputation, that you're not being blocked by Google, etc. So that's really coming as well. And it's also really excited to mention is the hyper personalization option, in which you can add personalized images, for example. So all that's coming, and again included for the Sumo links. So let me just put some content here. You have the basic editing functionalities. You can also write it in HTML. If you have some fancy template, it's all possible. We save it, save all. You could attach files if you wish. You could preview the email. And then you could say, okay, let's put a condition or let's put a delay. You just simply drag and drop them, open them, select on hours or on days. Do you want the email opened? If it's opened, send a second email. If it's not opened within a day, send a third email, for example, etc. So you can do basically a lot. Once you've set it all up, you can simply click here on start sequence or update sequence. If you click on, oh, sorry, yes, that's correct. You don't have a child yet. True as well. See, so we've set up now, okay. If email is opened within a day, then we send out this email. If not, we send out that email. Now I can save it, and I could also start it. I'm not going to do that because you saw we just randomly selected some context, and it will not be good for my own email, so to say. All right, that's it for the drip campaign. Again, we've upcoming the email warmer, the hyper personalization tool, and the LinkedIn integration. All three functionalities will be included and will be available to all Sumo links. I think that's basically it. Yes, that's it. So to say, so we have the sequences that I can quickly show. You can see here your campaigns that you have running. Both are inactive because I haven't started them yet. It's logic. The number of contacts selected. And the outbox, you see actually your scheduled emails, your sent emails, or your bounced emails. You can also filter by sequence, and the settings that I displayed earlier. And we're also launching some cool integrations soon. Currently, we only have our own CRM provider available, which is Zoho. You can see, I will just quickly go through it, but you can map the Sales.Rocks field here. You can map the Zoho field. Do this with multiple fields, and afterwards, when you click actually on the export button, either in companies or in the contact search, there will be an option like export to Zoho CRM. This will be also available in the future for HubSpot, Pipedrive, Salesforce, Team Leader, and some other larger organizations. We also offer a Zapier integration, which is currently being reworked. So the next couple of days, this one is not working. It will show you some 500 error, but my guys are working it. We've prepared already for this ones some ready templates so that you don't need to do any setup. It's just plug and play. All right, I think that's it. Lindsay, maybe it would be nice to show those that ask also the Excel sheet.
Yeah, so my recommendation, I think, is to just unshare your current screen and then reshare the sheet or
great one. That's why I like to hear, Lindsay.
That's all I got. I'm not that tech savvy. That's all my only solution.
All right, just give me a second. I hope I will be still here after clicking on this button. Yeah, seems all good. So share screen, and there we go to the Excel sheet. Share. Do you see it, Lindsay?
Yeah, it's loaded.
All right, so this is actually a company search sheet. So this is directly from the download available. The only difference by the company search sheet and the export and the contact search is that the contact search includes first name, last name, email, hierarchy, and the confidence score and the job title, of course. So it's identical information. And like I said, you get, by buying contacts, you get company information for free, and you don't get charged for that. Yeah, some data fields, there are plenty of them. I think there are like 30 of them. Just some basic ones: the address, the company name, its legal type, the registration numbers, trading names, regions, postcodes. So basically everything that you can filter on is also exported here. Yeah, plenty of stuff. I mean, for some, one set of information is more useful than for the other, but everything is there. We also provide all the web technologies that we found. So not only the one that you searched on, but also all the remaining one. We've got the NACE codes, SIG codes in the future, SIC codes in the future, and the company activities. So for some of the companies we have this available, we will also make sure to increase the coverage. And we've got the technologies and the technology expenditure. So that's basically the Excel sheet. I mean, maybe I went a bit too quick, but feel free to try it out. If you have some issues, you can always reach out in the chat to me.
Awesome. Are you ready to take some questions?
Yeah, of course. Let me just stop the screen.
All right. So Sumolings, I know that Anna has been hard at work answering a whole bunch of questions in the Q&A box. So if you have not already had your question answered, you can go ahead and send those in now. And I'm going to work my way through some of the ones that are in here. All right. Okay, this question comes up in every webinar, so we might as well ask it. In the AppSumo description, you state something like future updates of single user. Does this mean will we get any pro tier updates? Will we get all updates? How do updates work?
Yeah, great question, and I understand it's completely crucial also to know. So basically, you get access to all future updates. We know it's not really a great deal for us, but like also my colleague Karsten, our founder, he's a real Sumoling. He's bought, I think, over hundreds of codes. So this is us basically doing something back to the community. So you will have updates on data level, new data fields. You have all the drip campaign functionalities included. We're soon launching as well a drip bulk miner in which you can upload even your own URLs, and we enrich it with contacts automatically. All of this will be available. Also the email warmer functionality, basically everything. So everything that you also see on the roadmap, it's there. It will be there.
Wonderful, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, with company names, with general emails, how can we use it? I feel like emails won't be targeted. Is there any use case around this?
So generally saying, great point. You've got general emails and the direct contacts. Direct contacts are always more valuable, and that's why we also give slightly less number of credits, but you can actually use the general emails very well, especially in smaller organizations. Like if you target, for example, on companies from 1 to 10 employees, I'm pretty sure that actually the emails will be read. If you, of course, have some catchy phrase, have some proper content, but it's definitely useful. And also don't forget the power of phone. We've got a really strong coverage already on phones. We also always advise before launching a campaign, why don't you give them a call, ask them, are they maybe interested in a service that you're offering? Afterwards, you could push them through, for example, in your drip campaigns, and shoot them some personalized messages. But it's definitely useful information because it also comes along with the web technologies. So you can do filtering. It could be, for example, that for certain companies we don't have contact information available. They haven't published it anywhere. Maybe it's a one-man show. Could also be. They're pretty much useful cases, and you have plenty of credits. So I'm sure, those will be useful.
Wonderful, thank you. We have some similar-ish questions. Somebody asked, the big question is the depth and quality of the data. And they're specifically wondering about the US. We've gotten a few of those about the US. What can you tell us about the US data?
Well, I can tell you a lot.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us all of it. All of those, we've got all of those questions today.
Recently on the deal page, we really try also always to answer every chat that comes in, every comment that comes in. We got quite some comments for the US data. For example, we have 35 million companies in the US only, but loads of them don't have yet web technologies. They don't have yet the general email. Don't worry there, they will be coming. US was also one of the requirements for this entire AppSumo launch. Whereas ourselves, a Western European company from the Netherlands. So while building this platform, our focus was on the test case of the Netherlands, then the Benelux, then we went further to Scandinavia. And with each step, we're adding actually more and more coverage. And now we came to the place that, okay, US, Canada, India, New Zealand, Australia, and many other countries. I'm not going to name them all, but most of them are coming. Data will definitely be improved. We have loads of homework here to do. And probably that's also why Karsten is not here tonight. But it will also, again, it will be included, all these future data updates. And we will we will update you accordingly.
Great, thank you. All right, we got this question a couple times. Are the leads verified or do they need to be verified?
Leads, you mean the emails or?
Our own data that they find on Sales.Rocks.
Yeah, so basically whenever we push something in the database, we do pre-checks. We need to do pre-checks. That's why we also don't offer a functionality yet that people can upload their own data, because we want to keep control over our data. So all emails are always thrown through our verification tool. So it doesn't mean that they always work. That's why we give the multiple confidence scores. We have the catch-all emails. No one can basically track whether they work or not, but we give you the freedom to select them or not. So you can include them, or you can choose only to take the verified. I mean, the working emails, all of them are verified, but you can choose to only download those. Again, all data goes through multiple QC checks. We have launched, I think during the last month, 20, 30 new countries. So like I said before, we have here and there, we made some errors. Also great feedback came in. I've documented everything on a central place. The data team is already working on it. For example, great questions for India as well, or for Canada. Let's say we have loads of homework to do, but we will never do something if we don't do at least some QC checks up front.
Wonderful.
But we're
Thank
all
you.
people.
Another question that we get in every webinar, we have some questions about white labeling and CNAMEs. Can you tell us anything about that?
For white label, yes, we haven't. I mean, we don't have anything yet on our roadmap. I also wouldn't say, I mean, it's not confirmed yet, so we've been definitely talking about it, but we haven't made the decision yet to put it on our roadmap. As you can all see, we mostly work on the roadmap for the next month, what we're currently doing, and the next quarter. But we will make sure if we offer a certain solution for both of these, it will be included in our offering.
Wonderful, thank you. This isn't really in the form of a question, but I'm going to try to turn it into one. Can somebody filter for something and then filter out certain terms? So what they presented was a question. Can I filter for gardens and then filter out grill? Things like that.
Company name.
Company. I forgot actually, you can also search on individual companies. But we will offer in Q4 Boolean search. That's a search, multiple search for one filter. So let's say job title. I want HR, but I don't want HR assistants. So you will include first the one with the include relation, and then add a similar filter, again job position, but you put exclude on HR assistants. This will give you everyone with HR in their job title, but not the HR assistants. This will be available on Q4. It's also on our roadmap.
Wonderful. All right. Sumolinks, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw those in the Q&A box. Now we are about to wrap things up here. Somebody said, please share the replay of this webinar. I promise that we will. I believe that it should be sent to your email address if you RSVP'd. And then it'll also be available on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello.
Questions.
There have been a lot. Somebody asked about nonprofit organizations, local government. They asked about finding dentists. We're getting a lot of very specific search terms.
Well, I can, for example, if we take a look to the nonprofit organizations, whenever we push the SIC codes, there's actually a specific SIC code for nonprofit organizations. So you will be able to filter on that. In the backend, we already have all SIC codes for each US company, for example, available, but we haven't provided the filter yet because initially we chose for the NACE one, which is more focused on Europe, but SIC will come there. Same is for local government. All of these have their own SIC codes or NACE codes, so you can filter on them easily, either through keyword search or through the code.
Awesome. Do we have to unlock profiles one by one, or can we do it in bulk? I know you're on it.
Yeah. No, actually, that's what
Do you
we were
want to just
doing.
read what she's typed?
Yeah. No, this is actually what we're doing before. So when you're in the My List section, you see all these cards, or you have the table view. You can either click one, unlock them, or you click on the select all and then unlock/export to CSV, basically, to Excel. So you can either choose one to open by one or just to export it 10 or 5,000 records in once, depending on your list size, of course.
All right. Thank you so much. And that's it for the questions. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. Thank you, Anna, for answering all of those questions. Thank you, Christian, for walking us through everything. Sumo links, if you have not already, you can go to appsumo.com/salesrocks to redeem your codes. This is starting at just $69 for a lifetime deal, including future updates we've heard. And it's available, of course, with AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead and get set up, start playing around with it, and see how it works for you. Then go ahead and leave any additional questions that you have on the deal page. And of course, we love to hear your comments and reviews. So go ahead and leave those on the deal page as well. I also love when they come in the chat room, a really nice tool for sure. Bravo, guys. Somebody earlier said they're emptying their wallet for this tool. So wonderful. Thank you so much for a really wonderful walkthrough and for answering all of those questions. I know a lot came in and we had a lot of y'all here today. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Can I mention one more thing?
Please do. Go for it.
I want to thank you all guys for all these comments that we got in. I think we almost got close to 100 comments on our deal page. The chats are glowing. The first couple of days, we really worked each 18, 19 hours a day. So we were covering also night shifts. Maybe during the next couple of weeks, we will slow down a bit. So it could be due to a time zone that chat will be answered a bit later. Anna picks up everything as well with my colleague Jana or Karsten. Everything will be picked up. Please keep the reviews coming in, also whether they're positive or negative. It means a lot to us because we can only spot ourselves certain things, but if we get all the feedback from all of you guys, we can adapt our roadmap on that. Please also don't forget to join our Facebook community where we keep voting sessions for upcoming features, for bugs. Please keep that feedback coming, and thanks a lot, everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Everybody have a good one. Please get rest soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.